So first question, guys, why are we scared?
Because they've got weapons. No, my little thesis here. I think one of the reasons is because Islam has not been officially reformed yet, compared to the other two major monotheistic faiths, which are Judaism and Christianity. I mean, there are Muslim scholars who are fairly liberal who are calling for reform, but there hasn't been a major reform of the religion by religious authorities to sort of say, hey, you know what, contemporary society and our religion are not really working hand in hand right now. Maybe we need to bring this up to speed. It's happened if you look at Judaism, it happened in 19th century Germany during the Enlightenment period. And Jewish beliefs were now seen through liberalism. And if you look at a Pew Research Center survey in the United States from 2013, you'll see that 35% of Jews say that they are part of the reform. And an additional 30% of Jews have no denomination and might just be secular. So we don't see that with Islam at the moment. And that's one of the reasons why it's scary.
Where I might disagree with you, Jonathan.
All right.
Give me double mics.
Yeah.
You're going to hear me twice. Where I might disagree with you, Jonathan, is that Islam started actually more reformed than most religions.
And it flipped, didn't it?
When Islam started, it actually was the religion that protected a lot of the books and the original plays by Greek philosophers. And
that's true.
From the Library of Alexandria, which coincidentally was burned down by the Christians. So, if we didn't have early Islam, we wouldn't have the works of Homer, the Odyssey, the Iliad. We wouldn't have early writings from Socrates and Plato and Aristotle.
So what happened?
Consider blasphemy by the Christian Church originally.
All right, that's good. That's good. I guess another reason why we're scared is let's look at these polls. I'm going to have a lot of numbers tonight because they're scary. The percentage of Muslims who favor making Sharia the official law in their country, and those are very high percentages. In Malaysia, that's 86%. In Afghanistan, it's 99% of polled Muslims in Afghanistan who want to make Sharia their official law. In Nigeria, it's 71%. And an interesting number from Egypt, 55% of all Egyptian Muslims say Islamic law should apply to people of all faiths. That's pretty scary when you know what Sharia law is.
We have a question.
We have a question, yes.
Well, we have numbers right now, we have numbers of people who say that they would like Sharia to be the official law. But do they know what it is?
Well, and there are different interpretations of what Sharia law. Different people will go in different directions. For instance, here's another poll question that's interesting. Among Sharia supporters, the median percentage of Muslims who favor executing those who leave Islam. It varies from country to country, so different people will apply this, differently. Southern Eastern Europe, it's 13%. Middle East, North Africa, 56%. South Asia, 76%. Those are people who support Sharia law, but they differ on, how far do we go with this? 76% of those Sharia supporters in South Asia would say, yeah, you killed the guy who leaves Islam.
I think also you have to look at the fact that polls don't also represent everything that's going to be
true. Yeah, they have their issues.
People who are answering polls in those countries might be afraid to answer honestly because of the fact that they might get their head cut off. If they don't agree, then an apostate should be executed. Can everyone hear me fine?
Yeah.
Hear me now?
Turn your mic.
I'll say that again.
There we go.
I said polls are bullshit.
What do you have against the Polish people?
I like Polish people, but polls are not necessarily true because if you look at it, people who are agreeing to do these polls might be scared at how they answer because you never know who's reading the polls and who's paying attention to them. So somebody who's in a country where it's theocracy, they might think, hey, if I don't answer that, everybody who doesn't want to agree with the punishment for apostasy, maybe they're not proper Muslims and maybe they should have their head cut off. So it's kind of hard to say if that's a true, accurate representation of how people think in different areas.
Another very valid point.